Lyons.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. A lot has happened in my electorate of Lyons over the past week, Deputy Speaker, some of it good and some of it bad. First, I would like to offer my formal thanks to Triabunna High School students Declan Draper and Jaden Silver and their mate Dan, whose quick thinking last Tuesday saved 85-year-old Jim McCrary from an uncertain end. The boys had been on the town's wharf when they saw Mr McCrary's car drive off the wharf and into the water. Mr McCrary had been attempting a U-turn, but he'd hit the accelerator instead of the brake. Declan and Jaden, they hopped into a dinghy and they headed out to the half-submerged vehicle, and Dan, meanwhile, got onto the roof of the car, put a rope around Mr McCrary, and the boys pulled him onto the boat. Now, it turns out that Declan, who's 15, is an old hand at rescue. He's previously received a bravery award for saving someone from drowning at Lake Leak, further up the east coast, also my electorate. The boys and Mr McCrary caught up the next morning for a photo and to see the car being winched out of the water. It was a lovely photo by Tasmania Police, capturing the spirit of the youth of Tasmania alongside a member of the older generation. So I'm sure I speak for all here when I say thank you to Declan, Jaden and Dan. You are handy boys to have around, and to wish Mr McCrary all the best, and that we look forward to his next visit to Triabunna being a little bit warmer and a little bit drier. And now we come to a less happy story. I won't say too much as the issue is before the courts, but I would like to express in this place my sadness, my regret and my anger at a shooting that took place in Deloraine, which injured 11-year-old Phoenix Newitt. The prayers and thoughts of all Tasmanians are with Phoenix as she recovers in Royal Children's Hospital in Melbourne, where she's being treated, having suffered injuries to her face, neck, skull and heart. I am pleased to be able to report to the House that Phoenix emerged from her 5-day coma early yesterday morning and immediately asked for her mother, Sarah, who is with her. I am led to understand that Phoenix may suffer some hearing loss, but fears of brain injury and loss of balance have receded. But the fact is, Phoenix is an 11-year-old child who was grievously wounded through no fault of her own, due to the actions of an adult who made a decision to discharge a weapon in her vicinity. These are facts not in dispute. Phoenix had been sitting in the back seat of a car with her 4-year-old cousin, while her mother and uncle were in the front seat. A 25-year-old man has been charged, so I won't say more about the alleged circumstances, but I do look forward to justice taking its course. After being shot, Phoenix was initially taken to the Deloraine Medical Centre and then Launceston General, but it was decided her best hopes lay with specialists in Melbourne. And I would like to thank all emergency services personnel and police for the magnificent efforts they've made for the ongoing care. Phoenix, we wish you all the best and we look forward to seeing you home soon.
I thank the Honourable Member for Lyons for his contribution, and on behalf of the House, if you could pass on our appreciation to Declan, Jaden and Dan. Great contribution.